Dr. Rajan Kumar, School of International Studies, JNU, is joining us to share his insights and analysis. Thank you so much, sir. Good morning. Thank you for joining in on DD India News Hour. This is indeed a serious and a grave incident that has happened in the US. To begin with, I would want you to analyze for us the timing of the incident and the fallout of this incident on the presidential race.
I think this was very shocking in the sense that, in the last 50 years or so, not this kind of attempt has taken place. If I remember correctly, I think the last attempt was made on Ronald Reagan, and I think that was 1981. When he was injured also, he was seriously injured. And before that, if I can take you a little further, so all of us know the incident of JFK,
yes.
I think, in 1960s, and then Martin Luther King, who was not the president, but very famous political activist of America, a black right activist, civil right activist. So, America has a kind of, the culture of violence without any doubt, where several attempts have been made on previous presidents and dignitaries. If I talk you just about the presidents of United States, so Abraham Lincoln, earlier also, I think, Johnson, then Roosevelt, not this Roosevelt, but 1912 Roosevelt. So there have been attempts by by lunatics. Many times it has been actually lunatics who are, crazy people. They kind of try to target American presidents or dignitaries. As far as the recent incident is concerned, this is very shocking and it was totally unexpected. Nobody thought that this kind of thing take place. This is the case of a former president, and remember that the former president is protected by the what you call American Secret Services, and they are the most powerful services in the world, the defense services in the world. So despite that, this attack has taken place. So this is in a way also the failure of secret police of America, that he was not a part of rally, but he was being targeted from outside. So how did that happen, and how come the Secret Service didn't take that into account when a former president is campaigning in a huge rally in Pennsylvania? And Pennsylvania is a 60% rural and 40% urban, so it has a lot of rural population also, and it has very huge Trump support in that state, and despite that, this has happened. And I saw the footage where he was hit by a bullet which pierced through his right part of his ear, and he immediately fell down behind the podium, and then he was picked up by the Secret Services and kind of ushered off to a new destination that nobody knows. Probably he's in hospital, and as the reports that we have, that he's safe, he's doing fine. And even just immediately after the attack, I saw the footage where he kind of pumped his fist in the air, showing a kind of defiance, showing that he's doing fine, and he kind of uttered the word very meekly, fight, something like that. This is very shocking, and this will have political fallouts, as you asked me. In my way, as one would be that there'll be heightened security protection for two presidents. Beyond that, this will lead to, in my view, Trump was already leading by margin, according to opinion polls, of course, and this will lead to huge surge in sympathy votes for Trump. And Trump will take, let me tell you that, Trump will take full advantage of this incident, and he'll definitely get a lot of sympathy votes also in the coming years. And his nominations, third-time Republican nomination, is going to come in few days, and he'll certainly be nominated. That was anyway not without earlier also, but again, with this kind of incident, it goes in his favor as far as political outcome is concerned.
All right, that was about the political outcome. So you also mentioned about how the former presidents were attacked. But this incident comes at a time when the presidential race is on. One. Secondly, political violence in the US recently has taken many forms, if I may say, the January 6th insurrection, and then also we've seen how violent threats and harassment of the election officials takes place in the country, and also swatting attempts targeted at elected officials. Having said that, put all this together, if I may say, is this a hook or crook way forward in politics in the US, or my way or no way? Is this a new era of politics that we are witnessing in the US?
I think it represents a kind of malaise which has which has gone very deep in American politics. And as you rightly pointed out, the incident of January 6th, and what is happening that American society today is extremely polarized. And that if you have that kind of extreme polarization where in the speeches, in the rallies, the kind of hatred is being provoked by the leaders, so that kind of adds as a, that works as a kind of fuel in adding fuel to the fire. And that is what is happening in my view in American society. The malaise is not just about the increasing political polarization and the kind of the hate speech which are being given by both the sides. It's not just one, but also the other side has to be blamed. And that is happening in a context where American the gun culture is very, very important. And Trump is associated with the American Rifle Association. And let me tell you that in he whenever the Democrats, the other side, they wanted to control the gun law,
Yes.
Trump would step forward and try to not allow that law to get passed in. And this is very, typical of American culture. I've lived there for some time, so I understand that, how it's extremely difficult for American legislators, the liberal legislators, to kind of put a check on the gun. And the gun, not only gun, a small pistol and all, people, rifles, they can be acquired by the people who are crazy or lunatic. And as you know, in one particular case, that President Biden's son, he was given a gun license when he was a drug addict, and that is a
Yes.
case being run against him. So you can understand how deep that malaise has gone into American society. And legally also, there is no way that law can control some of the things which people in America are against. This majority of the people, I'm saying, they are against this gun license, the way it's being given to kids, the way it's given to a lot of people. And even this particular incident, as you know, the person who is responsible for this assassination attempt is 20-year
20-year
old
old.
boy.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a very young boy who can be easily indoctrinated. How did he get the gun? How did he get access to? So all of that is related, and that kind of reflects the deeper problem that has the sipped
Yes,
into the.
indeed. That brings me to the next question as well. After the incident, Donald Trump, the visuals of Donald Trump rising again, flashing his fist towards the crowd, shows his, defiance, shows how unfazed he is. But at the same time, he also, he also vowed to undo or to bring back the Biden, in fact undo the Biden era gun laws. So put all this together, the timing of the incident and how Donald Trump seemed unfazed by this incident, and if elected to power, he vows to bring, to undo the Biden era gun laws. Put all this together, is there a need for a relook at Article 5 in the country?
Well, in my view, or in the perspective of any person who thinks rationally, this gun culture, the way licenses are being procured in America by all kind of people, right from youngsters to the lunatic people, that has to change. In American university, we had a course where there were books being taught on this gun culture and how the society is completely divided between the people who support, the acquiring of the gun and people who are against gun laws. But because of the way American society has evolved, American culture has evolved. So this acquiring gun is associated with right to life and right of your security and protection. So people argue against kind of putting curbs on this gun license, and Trump has said that he'll undo some of the laws some of the restrictions essentially which were brought by Biden administration, and that that goes against the policies of Trump, because he has been supporting Rifle Association, he has been supporting and he has been against any restriction on gun license, etc. But unfortunately, this kind of incident should teach some lesson to the legislators, especially from the Republican Party and in the what you say white belt, that this kind of thing affects not just the children, and every year the largest number of children being killed in a school shootout is in America. And nowhere in the world you have this kind of incident, the way it happens. And despite the fact that American society is a very law-bound society otherwise, but because of this law, this lot of shooting takes place, and President Trump today has become victim, which is very unfortunate, which is very sad. But yes, he should do something. But the kind of politics that we have in America, the kind of polarization that we have, and the kind of the lobbies which are very strong in America, and Rifle Association is one of the strongest lobbies in America. So I don't think that he'll make laws which will kind of will change the Article 5 that you're referring to, or he'll in fact his laws were against this restrictions put forward by the Republican Party. So I think Trump is also a very rigid kind of person. He has values which are very values which are very which protects the right of the white American population, the values of that kind of masochist violence. That I don't think President Trump would make changes in law where restrictions were brought by the he will in fact he'll say that the argument which is very strange and ironical in the case of America. They say that if you do not allow people to acquire guns, they cannot protect themselves against this kind of violence. So this is the kind of argument which is given by the American people. They say that a lot of people who can attack others, and if you do not have gun, there is no way police or the state can protect them. So you have to allow a gun to every individual. So that's the logic which is given, which is very sad. And in the process, as you see, that a lot of people who are mentally ill, not doing very well mentally, so they also acquire guns and licenses, and that's how you have the outcome like this.
All right, so we'll have to see how this this issue and this attack pans out ahead. But sir, very quickly, in your closing comments, let us get more from you as to how do you expect the presidential race to pan out from here on?
This, I think, the Trump is definitely going to come as he'll be nominated for the Republican nominee in the coming days. In the Democrat side, there is a massive confusion going on. Some of the people within Democrats, they are talking to President Biden. They are saying that this is the right time for you to step down. But also there is a very strong lobby within that Biden campaign team who say that he should stick. And they had the big boy conference. They are having other conferences to prove a point that he is mentally fit. So that I think in coming days it's possible that some change might take place within the within the Democratic nomination. So if that happens, there'll be a complete change in American politics. But at this moment, Trump will utilize this event. He'll take advantage of this event for mobilizing voters, especially in the 6 swing states, which are the deciding factor in American presidential elections. So it's advantage Trump. That's what I can tell you.
All right, we'll leave it here. Thank you so much, sir, for joining in and sharing your insights on DD India News. Thank you for your participation.